What is going on, my friends? I got a 6-6 guard build that I want to show you guys in today's video. This build is going to be a build that I'm going to be trying to use in the Pro-Am 5v5 courts, but this build is going to be very usable in every court in the game. With the crew rewards this year, you're going to have to play a lot of park and a lot of theater, whether you like it or not, especially if you're trying to really grind the crew rewards and get your cap breakers, your badge plus ones, and everything like that. It's very worth getting. I'm already at 4 cap breakers this year. The 2 that you get from the crew level pass, the 1 cap breaker that you get from the rep rewards early on, and then the 1 cap breaker that you get at level 40. So I'm already at 4 cap breakers, so very worthwhile getting as many cap breakers as you can, especially this early into the game. Make sure it builds a lot easier to make down the road, and Lord knows we're all going to be making tons and tons of builds. Now, this build right here can get contact dunks, shoot from limitless, and I think can defend 1 through 3 pretty well. I think the Pro-Am scene last year, everyone was a small guard, mostly 6'4", but there's plenty of 6'2" and 6'3". I ran a 6'2" last year, but my 6'2" last year had 74 perimeter, and quite frankly, I don't think you can get away with that this year in 2K26. You can definitely be a short guard build this year. Later on in the week, I'm going to show you guys the 5 best heights in 2K26, and there's definitely a small guard build in that video, but right now I don't feel comfortable running a small guard build in the 5v5 scene. I really don't feel comfortable running a small guard build in general. To be quite frank with you, I'm not good enough to really get in my bag like that with the dribble moves. So the more height that I got, the better. The more dunk I got, the better. The more 3 I got, the better, while still maintaining a good height that's really hard to contest. So that's what I'm making in today's video for you guys. Let me know what you think about this build in the comments below when it's all said and done. I'm going to be 6'6", 194, 6'6" wingspan. I want as much 3 ball as I possibly can. You're going to end up with a max of a 94 3, but I'm going to talk about why you're not going to need a 94 3 on this build unless, you got just so many cap breakers. But to start, I'm going to have an 86 speed right here. I'm going to have an 80 agility. This build is not going to have any strength, which I don't know how I feel about that yet. I really have mixed emotions on strong handles this year. I really liked it last year, but this year I'm not too sure how much I like it. With the blow bys that you're able to get this year, with just the burst of speed that you get out of some of these dribble moves, I'm not too sure how good of a badge it really is, but maybe you guys in the comments can tell me down below once you see what the build is looking like. But 86 speed and 80 agility is something that I have on just about all my builds this year. Doesn't feel too bad, especially with the perimeter that we're going to have on this build, and then the 78 vert. I'm going to explain that down the road once we get this this build finished. Now, when it comes to defense, I'm going to have an 82 perimeter. I'm going to have a 73 steal, and I'm going to have a 68 block. Being a 6'6", I do feel kind of forced to go up to this 68 block. As you can see, you're going to get high flying denier, excuse me, on bronze. When I'm trying to get these contact dunks, which I need a 78 vertical for, it makes it very easy to get that 68 block and that high flying denier on bronze. I don't think you need to do it. Like I said, I just feel forced to do it because, I'm 6'6", I got the vert, I might as well give it a shot. So that's why I did this. I think if there's anything that you're going to change here, it could probably be this or the steel. I'm going to have a 73 steel, so I have glove on bronze and interceptor on silver. This is the highest steel that I'm going to have on a build so far this year. I have 60 steel on my 6'4", and I have 60 steel on my 6'8". I showed you guys that just a few days ago, my 6'8", so if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. And subscribe if you're new, because I'm going to be grinding, you feel me? So anyways, I'm going to try 73 steel. To be honest with you, if I don't get a lot of steals with this, I'm probably never going to have a build with steel this year. Just the other day, I was running Pro-Am 5v5 on Twitch, so if you're not followed to my Twitch, you need to follow it. I'll probably put it right here on the screen. Go give that a follow. But I was averaging about 3 steals a game with a 60 steal 6'8" point guard build. So if I figured that if I'm averaging 3 steals with a 60, I can get an easier 3 steals, or maybe even 4 steals with a 73. Just want to give it a shot. Maybe it gives me the flexibility to put this on Hall of Fame, depending on how good a badge plus 2 would be on it. But I just want to try out steel and just experience how bad or how good it might be at this level. I'm going to be working on a video here soon talking about the best elite values at each individual attribute. So I really want to get to know each attribute the best I can. So we're going to figure out the 73 steal on this build. 82 Perim. I'd love to get 85 for the bronze pick dodger, bronze on ball menace, but as of right now, I don't think that's something that I'm going to do, just because I trust my ability to play defense. You could lower this steal to 60 and get this up to 85 if you're a big believer in steal being butt, which, you know, I'm a believer that it is pretty butt, but I want to test it, like I said. So you can definitely go 85, 60 here, and I think it'd be just as good of a build. You could probably argue it'd be better. Playmaking, I am a point guard, so I need to have as good of playmaking as I possibly can. I'm going for a 90 ball handle to get gold handles for days. I'm going to have an 86 speed with ball off the rip. I will be using one of my badge +2 elevator things on lightning launch to get that to legend. Definitely need that. Definitely a necessity to have as much lightning launch as possible on a point guard. And with this build, I'm able to get it on legend with the 6-6. So feel very good about that. I was absolutely cooking and frying with an 85 ball handle and an 80 speed with ball 6-8 build. So I kind of figured that I just need my handles for days to be a little bit higher. I will probably badge +1 this and get this to Hall of Fame, because I'm already going to be using my badge +2 on lightning launch legend. So Hall of Fame there's going to feel very, very solid, very, very good. Gold does not feel bad, but at the Hall of Fame level with my 6-8, I have a silver handles for days, and I badge +2 that to Hall of Fame, and it feels very good. My point guard build, same thing. I badge +1 handles for days to Hall of Fame because I have gold on that one, and that feels very good. So I feel very, very comfortable with this. I made a video a few days ago saying what badges weren't really worth it. To me, unpluckable at the moment is not worth it. Getting it at the high level, I could go up to a 92 and get that on gold, but I'm not getting the ball stolen from at all. So I don't really feel the need to do unpluckable at the moment. If I need to, maybe I badge elevator it, which seems like a waste, quite frankly, but maybe that's something that I look into down the road, if they do some sort of patch or something. But I can always use cat breakers on it as well to get up to a 92. I think on this build you can actually get up to a 93, so very good stuff there. Now pass is one of those attributes where I don't really know what to do at the moment. I'm really rocking a 76 right now. My 6'8" in that stream I keep talking about was doing just fine. My point guard build that I've made that 6'4" has an 85, and I don't feel a difference. I do think they did something with the bailouts this year. I am bailing out better now. I mean, I used to bail out of passes, and I was not completing any passes at all, whether I had bailout or not. But now all of a sudden, I'm bailing out a lot. And it's not a great bailout. Like, it's not like a freaking hot one steaming dime out to a goon in the corner. But, it is serviceable. It's not a turnover. So that's really all I care about. It just not being a turnover. Bailout is a bailout badge. So at the end of the day, as long as I'm not turning the ball over, I'm fine with that. 76 gets me versatile visionary on silver. And I am using Sabonis pass style. Some of you guys let me know in my last video what pass styles I need to try. So I will be trying those out. I think Cade Cunningham was one of them. If I got that right, maybe I'll make a video on that, just because I think pass ac is horrible this year. So low value here. 76 feels very, very good, very, very solid. Now 3, I'm going to start with a 93-3. Now I was thinking about going 92 here, but ladies and gentlemen, it is going to take forever to get those cat breakers in badge specialization. I like to win games. So I'm not going to try to force, 5 made jump shots with this build if I don't feel like I need to in order to win a game. So I'm going to go 93 off the rip. That way I get all my shooting badges maxed out. And then once I get my badge specialization cat breakers, I will put it on 3. And then I will put the next one on midi to have an 84 midi, 94 3. And I also want to do that because when you badge specialize something, you get badge +1 and 2 elevators for that category. So like I said earlier, I'm using a badge +1 on handles for days on gold. That's going to go up to Hall of Fame. I'm using a badge +2 on lightning launch, which is going to go up to legend. So I really want to just keep it like that. I thought about potentially maybe doing my badge specialization here. And then I'd have, those 2 things maxed out. The same way, badge +1 here, badge +2 here. But I want to grind the shooting one. I think down the road, I'll get more use out of the badge specialization cap breakers from my shooting than I would my playmaking personally. So I'm going to keep grinding that on this build. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below. But gold badges, I'm going to put, you know, some of these on Hall of Fame. Some of these will be on Legend. I will probably do, I don't know. Shifty or Deadeye is going to be the one that goes to Hall of Fame. And then Set Shot is going to be, I'm not going to touch Limitless. I think on gold is a great value there. So I don't really feel like badge elevating that. But, you know, maybe I'm just going to play around with Deadeye, Set Shot, and Shifty and just kind of see what feels better on Hall of Fame, quite honestly, or what feels better on gold. 94 free throw, because I will be shooting a lot of free throws on the point guard. I need takeover. I need all that good stuff that you get from scoring more points and being more involved in the game. So 94 free throw. I'm going to put this at a 67 here, and my dunk here. Oh, I messed up somewhere somehow. My dunk here is going to be at a 40. I will be getting those cheap little standing dunk animations, which I feel very good about at 40. You got to be 6'5" or taller to get that. And then a 67 dunk. Now, it seems weird. This build seems very trash, but we have that 78 vertical for a reason. So I'm going to go advanced. I just want to show you guys what I'm thinking about doing with this build. As you can see, Kirk Heinrich, Hersey Hawkins, and Tyrese Halliburton, 3-point shot hunter. Not a dunking threat. Makes sense. But if you go through here, you guys have to pay attention to your cap breakers.
Yes, man, right now. I need you to be honest.
You guys have to pay attention to your cap breakers this year, because once I get in here,
I'm trying to go
geez
in the city for a little bit. But hey,
once I get in here, the things that you can do with a cap breaker is crazy. Now look, 67 dunk plus 6 here. That's going to be a 73. That's one cap breaker. Another 5. That's a 78. Another 4. That's a, what is it? What am I at? 82. Now you're going to be at 86. Now you're at an 89. Just like that, using 5 cap breakers, you're going to get contact dunks on this build. I already have 4 cap breakers, so you best believe that once I get my 5th one, I'm going to be making this build. This is very, very broken. I don't understand how you're able to do this, quite frankly. And dunk seems to be a lot cheaper option than 3. You could do a lower 3 and maybe get away with doing this, but then you lose out on the midi. Let's say you put your 3-point shot, let's say it was reversed, right? And you put your 3 at a 67, you can put 5 cap breakers and you get up to an 89, right? But now your midi is at a 57 because of the 10-point difference between the two. So not worth doing there. Maybe on a center build it's worth doing, but just want to keep that in mind when you're thinking about bamboozling the builder a little bit. But I'm going to have an 89 driving dunk here. So you have to picture that with this build. Very glitchy, very, very glitchy that I can have an 89 dunk, a 93 3. I can get up to a 92 ball handle eventually. And I have an 82 perimeter. Very broken in my opinion. I'll probably start putting cap breakers on my pass as well once I hit, what is it, like starter 3 or something like that. I think I get 3 more there. So 78, 80, 82. Now I have gold dimer and a little better pass act. 84, 86. Like, the things that you can do with your cap breakers this year is pretty broken. Same thing with strength. 47 here. Now you're at 56. Now you're at 64. Now you're at 71. Now you got immovable on silver. Go up again. Now you got strong handles. So a lot you can do with your cap breakers this year. I'm definitely going to make a video talking about it, but you know, this is a bit of a longer video just because there's a lot more in-depth things that I'm thinking about. And I can even put a cap breaker here on my perimeter for 85. So very, very broken. 85 here, 87, 89, 91, 92. That's for 5 cap breakers, and we're supposed to get like 20 very early. So you can do special things with this build. I just hope that everyone's keeping that in mind when they're making their builds. This is the one that I'm thinking about doing and kind of, you know, working my way around, you know, the cap breaker system this year, but I don't want to leave anything out for you guys. So let me know what you think about this build in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Peace.